thing, and you can do it, because I have 5 videos in the resources where anybody from HR can follow my process, and you can create transformation of your executive team. And let me tell you how important this is. I was in the GlaxoSmithKline boardroom. I had 1/20 of the world economy in the room. GlaxoSmithKline, American Express, Saudi Aramco, the largest oil company in the world, you name it. Okay? And I said to the executive HR people, what's your biggest challenge? They says the executive team. What's wrong? They're not aligned. They're competing with each other. I said, what are you going to do about it? We don't have a clue. Well, I've said, you've got the resources. You've got to get your top team together. If you're a CEO here, you've got to figure out how to get your team together and be in one line, even if you have to dictate it to them. Okay? So this is what needs to happen, is that the executives have to have a mindset shift of change, to be open to change, to be open to oneness, be open to what the people are saying, the customers saying, and therefore we've got to have a safe environment in the team so that people can tell the truth, because the Philippines are in the top 10% of the most fearful people in the world about being honest and direct. They want to save face. Hofstede Global Study. Anybody in HR here who is up to speed knows that research. Germany is the most direct that there is. This is the opposite. Indonesia is just like you. The team needs to be completely aligned, and then you've got to figure out how you're going to bring your organization ready for the future. Here is Indonesia. Executive team. The most significant transformation ever in the history of the Indonesia. I led it. You can see my funny little picture there sitting on the floor. Our profit went from 7,500 to 12,000, according to Bloomberg, in 5 months. The time that I started till the time I left was 5 months. We merged the 3 most significant cement companies in the country. That's why there are 15 in the room, besides the internal consultants. I'm going to talk about the internal change agent. The internal change agent can be the most powerful person in the organization because they can control and facilitate the process. CEO, find one. You need somebody powerful in your organization. Okay? You need someone to be partner with, to help it happen. Oh, and this is my daughter, by the way, in the blue. And you can't read this. Let me read it. She says, we're proudly wearing, in the Florida airport, Palm City Airport, we are proudly wearing our Lead as One. Hey, I talked about that, right? Medals from the leadership conference. That's that whole function. Super proud of the design team. They knocked it out of the park. She is training Dr. somebody as the internal change agent of that function to learn how to do it so she doesn't have to come back. She can go to another unit at Allstate, the largest personal insurance company in the United States. She just graduated from Pepperdine Organization Development last weekend. Enough about the internal change agent. You gotta go get the education internal change agents, HR people. HR can't lead this. HR's compliance. Internal change agents is the future and possibility, so you've got to separate the role. We know that the OD person, the internal change person, is probably going to always report to HR. But they've got to be neutral, and they've got to be objective. And when people see the HR coming down the hallway, they say, oh God, now what am I doing wrong? Okay? So the internal agent must be neutral. Design team. My daughter just said, the design team knocked it out of the park. Not an outside consulting firm that comes in and does the work for you. The design team is made up of a max mix people of the organization with one person from the executive group. And they're going to run the meeting. They're going to make it the most compelling, exciting meeting ever in the history of the company. You can do this now yourself without any external consultants. You just got to empower the people to do it. They don't go into the meeting until you and CEO and you as HR person says, this meeting is going to work, and I like it, and it's right. Okay? That's the control on this. Oh, my daughter said, you know, on this group, Dad, give me one bit of advice. I have to do this big meeting, you know, and she's done a lot of them with me before. And I says, you bring a design team to Chicago from all over the country for 2.5 days twice. And she laughed. She says, Dad, they'll never let me do it. They let her do it. When the executive team, the HR group, the logistics team, the design team washed up, you know, processed after the meeting, the CEO says, why did this work so well? They said, because the design team went to Chicago for 2.5 days twice. My daughter says, you know, on the last day I didn't say more than 10 words. I had empowered the whole group. I can leave and now go to another region because my internal agent who I trained there can do it and repeat it. You got to figure out how to do this yourself. Summits, that's the large meeting. There's a powerful release of energy. This is a standing ovation. In this case, I shouldn't mention this to you because it makes it too far out. I was working with this organization for 2 years. Okay? In and out. On one of the first group, I stopped counting the standing ovations and meetings after 25. And the guy who hired me was the financial guy, you know. The first time I met, he didn't hire me, but he was in the executive group. He really was, he didn't want to, he said, we don't hire consultants here. And after the first big meeting, he walked up and he says, Roland, I have no idea what we paid you, but it wasn't enough. So now, I'm going to stop.